to keep up with the political developments in the country, and the third and final batch of ballot papers for the Thursday elections arrived in the country this morning. The second batch arrived last evening, while the first batch arrived on Saturday night. We now want to bring in our reporter, Shadrach Miti, who has been at the JKIA and is now joining us live from our city center studios. And good afternoon, Shadrach. Do you know whether this is the final consignment or not, and how soon should this particular consignment be delivered to the IBC warehouses?
Well, Abby, as per last evening, when the second batch arrived in the country, that is at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, the communication from the IEBC was that we will be expecting another final consignment today by 10 in the morning. However, that never happened because from 10 in the morning we have been at the JKIA waiting for that consignment to come. Unfortunately, as hours progressed, we were informed that the consignment that was expected to touch town at the JKIA at 10 would be arriving later in the day. That's about 5 hours from now, to be specific, about 6 in the evening. And so the information as to the change of that is still very scanty, but the little information we have from IEBC was that there were some changes of plan, and so the last consignment is expected to land in the country at about 6 in the evening. And so far, right now, Abby, we are speaking of about 32 counties so far that the presidential ballot papers have arrived that can cover. Remember, on Saturday, we received the first batch of 43 pallets of 17 tons ballot papers that were marked for about 10 counties. And yesterday, we received another 183 pallets of about 101 tons. And the same was marked for about 22 counties. And so that is 32 counties. And so considering that we have 47 counties, and then we are looking at a deficit of 15 counties, and as per the plan of IEBC, the last consignment has to come in today so that tomorrow, which is on a Wednesday, shall be dedicated to distribution and just ensuring that each constituency across the country, that is 290 constituencies that are within the country, receive all the ballot papers and the voting material ahead of the Thursday presidential repeat polls. Abby.
And talk to us, Shadrach, about what are the IBC officials saying in regard to their preparedness in conducting the distribution exercise. We just have under 48 hours to the elections. Is it going to be a nightmare, or it's something they've thought it through when it comes to the distribution aspect?
Well, when we spoke to the logistics and warehousing manager from IBC last evening, he exuded confidence that all is set and that everything, insofar as the security and the general securing of the ballot is set, that ranging from distribution and even guarding the warehouse is concerned. And so for them, according to him, they expect nothing short, and they expect not much of a challenge even when it comes to distributing the ballot papers. And so for them, they are saying once they receive the final batch today, later in the evening, then tomorrow they have all the logistical issues are well undertaken, and that what shall only be remaining is to ensure that the distribution is undertaken in a very smooth and a very seamless manner, to ensure that the Thursday repeat polls is done in a very secure and more promising and more credible way. So when we asked him, remember last evening we posed the same question to him, and he said even though there seems to be a lot of fears surrounding the entire process, but as IBC and from where they say everything is in place, and that insofar as security matters are concerned, they have nothing to fear, and that they have nothing to worry altogether. And so for them, at least going by their word, all is well. Abby.
Shadrach, I cannot let you go without asking you the money question. Do you know how much it has taken to bring in these ballot papers? I know that the IBC had requested for an allocation of about 10 billion to do the repeat presidential election, but from this consignment that has arrived into the country, do we know how much has it cost the IEBC? And finally, if you had any chance of having a peep at the ballot papers, were all the candidates on the ballots, Shadrach?
Well, maybe to begin with the last question is, we know the only people who managed to look at the sample of the ballot paper are those journalists who managed to travel to Dubai. That's where the printing company Al Ghurair is based. And so for them, as per their word, and even going by the reports they filed back here in Nairobi, they said, well, all the 7 candidates are on the ballot, including NASA presidential candidate Raila Odinga, who has since withdrawn from the race. And so, yes, we can say that, at least from the reports we received from our colleagues who went to Dubai to look at the printing and how far the process had gone. And so by that we can say, yes, all the 7 candidates are on the ballot. And in terms of money, remember, about a week ago, President Uhuru Kenyatta signed into law about 12 billion shillings that were earmarked for these repeat polls. And so we cannot specifically put a finger on how much has been used so far. But we know altogether the budget that IEBC demanded was about between 10 to 12 billion, and that money has since been released by the government. So we are expecting that maybe they will use all the money, or they will use lesser than the figure they requested for. But so far we can tell Abby that about 12 billion is set to sink into this repeat presidential poll set for Thursday this week. Back to you, Abby.
Well, many thanks, Shadrach Miti. We do appreciate your input in this all-important conversation as we continue to prepare the country for the elections. And we do hope next time you'll be able to go to Dubai with the IEBC to get the ballots. Well, let's move on to other stories now.